Optimus Prime. Sorry. Oh, hello. My name is James, and welcome to Mirror Domains Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. And indeed, this is the weekly horror weekly roundup show where we talk about all the trending horror movie news headlines of the week. 11 a.m. Eastern. How about that? There are all my other social media handles that you can follow. And it's going to be a rather kind of loose, raw day. We're going to take a look at the upcoming previews of what's coming out this summer for horror. We're going to take a look at Blade. Blade getting shut down. Unbelievable. The MCU. Well, that's due to the writer's strike, and we'll go into all that kind of stuff. But let's start off by taking a look at that summer 2023 horror preview up on Bloody Disgusting. Bloody Disgusting Summer 2023 horror preview. 29 horror movies you don't want to miss. Wow. What are you looking forward to, guys? What's something out there that tickles your fancy that makes you go, yeah, I want to check this out? Conjuring, Red Door, maybe. Last Voyage of the Demeter. Yeah, let's see what they've got here in their list. Ancestral, May 2nd, that's already passed. That's on Screambox. Influencer, May 26th on Shudder. Influencer. Oh yeah, that's like where two social media people or something like that go to a weird place, right? Finds more than she bargains for when she meets a free-spirited stranger while backpacking in Thailand. Oh, Thailand! I say, God's sakes. Just because of, yeah. People who want to go on vacations, you do you, whatever, man. I got no interest in going to Thailand. Co-written and directed by Curtis David Harder. The mind behind Spiral. Okay. Wrath of Becky, May 26th. Now, I guess somewhere along the lines, I'm going to try to have to find a copy of Becky, the first one. But from what I've heard, through the grapevine, Wrath of Becky's pretty good. It's going to be very bloody. It's kind of like a revenge kind of thing, right? Some people take her dog and then she wants revenge. The Boogeyman, June 2nd. Wow, that's under a month away now. The Boogeyman. We'll be talking about that in a little bit too, because they released some posters for that too as well. And yeah, apparently it's got some big jump scares in there. Hollywood Dreams and Nightmares, the Robert Englund story, June 6th on Screambox. Cool. A behind-the-scenes look there. It looks like he was filming Freddy vs. Jason there. Definitely appreciate that. Yeah, Robert Englund. You know what's going to happen in the future, and I really hope this happens, that we've tried another actor trying to play Freddy, and Jackie Earle Haley did an okay job for what they were trying to do. It's just, we're getting to the point where deep fakes are going to be good enough that why can't we have the Robert Englund looking Freddy? Because they'll just be able to do it with CGI, right? I don't know. That's just a dream of mine, maybe. Yeah. The Angry Black Girl and Her Monster. The Angry Black Girl and Her Monster, June 9th on VOD and digital. Did we see a trailer for that? It sounds vaguely familiar. Gives a righteous interpretation of a mad scientist archetype introduced by Mary Shelley. Here, the mad scientist is a teen Victoria, determined to cure death, but it becomes an unexpected new horror. Okay, so she's kind of like Dr. Frankenstein, and she tries to resurrect someone. So that's why it's called The Angry Black Girl and Her Monster. That's not very PC. Yeah, maybe that'll come up later again in the show. Brooklyn 45, June 9th on Shudder. Is back this year with Shudder's supernatural horror Brooklyn 45. 5 military vets gather in a New York brownstone on December 27th, 1945 to catch up over drinks, but an impromptu seance derails everything. Well, you got to be careful with those seances, right? You never know what you're going to conjure up. Do you guys believe in that stuff? Seances? I'm kind of like, no, I don't think that works. You don't need to hold hands and burn some sage or whatever to make a spirit appear. If a spirit's there, it's just there. You don't have to do anything special like that. The Blackening, June 16th, in theaters. The Blackening skewers genre tropes. If a horror movie's entire cast is black, who dies first? The humor is successful, the violence is fun, and the frequent cheeky and the characters are lovable. Okay, The Blackening. So it's satire. New Religion, June 20th. New Religion. For body horror lovers, New Religion is a Japanese surrealist body horror film and directed by Kishi Kondo. A mother becomes a call girl after her daughter's death and soon discovers that every photograph of her body brings her closer to her daughter's spirit. She must decide how far she will go to reconnect with her daughter. That's what? What does being a call girl have to do with trying to re-engage with your daughter? There's some weird spin on that just sounds like it's going to go into weird and grotesque subject matter for sure. Quicksand, June 23rd on Shudder. Quicksand is creepy. An American couple on the brink of divorce travels to Colombia for a work conference. The couple gets caught in a storm that leaves them trapped in a pit of quicksand. The elements, venomous snakes, and more ensure a brutal fight for survival. Wow. Well, hey, you can't build an entire movie around somebody stuck in quicksand, right? Can you? Well, apparently they did. Well, we'll have to see how that one works out. It's going to be on Shudder. I don't know. There's a common theme here, guys. There's a little bit of, what do they call that? Claustrophobia fear that people are capitalizing on here, right? Insidious, The Red Door, July 7th. That's the one I'm looking forward to. Insidious, The Red Door, because Patrick Wilson is returning and Rose Byrne, and Patrick Wilson is directing this first film of his. I know that the Insidious franchise has kind of gone off the rails, so I'm hoping that this one will put it back on course. And I don't know if they're going to continue on with more after this, or if this is intended to be like the final one. We'll have to wait and see. The Lambert family is back in the 5th installment of the Insidious franchise. Josh and a college-aged Dalton must go further than ever before. The Red Door brings the franchise full circle for Wilson, who also directed this entry. Yeah. We Might Hurt Each Other, July 11th on Screambox. The Friday the 13th inspired slasher follows a group of privileged high school classmates. After these classmates destroy a set of life-size wooden statues during a wild graduation party, a mysterious mass killer begins picking the group off one by one. Okay, the Lithuanian teen horror movie. Lithuanian, so it's going to be sounds like it's going to be a foreign film with subtitles. That's fine. We watched a lot of those before on this channel. The Flood, July 14th. The Flood. Crocodile. Ooh, yeah, that's scary. That's a creepy image for sure. Okay, The Siege thriller pits prisoners and guards against aggressive alligators during a flood. Okay, all right, we've seen one of those before. Cobweb, July 21st. Cobweb. Netflix's Marianne, maybe no more, but Samuel Bowden will return to the genre with Cobweb. The plot follows a little boy unsettled by constant tapping sounds and eventually comes to believe his parents are harboring dangerous secret. Lizzie Kaplan and Anthony Starr lead the cast. If Bowden brings the same level of scarecrafting as he did with Marianne, this could be the summer's sleeper hit. So he believes that his parents are like hiding a secret like brother in the walls. Shades of the Boy. Not Brahms, the boy too, but the boy. Yeah, maybe something like that. People Under the Stairs kind of vibe. Yeah. Haunted Mansion, July 28th in theaters. That's the Disney reboot of the Haunted Mansion series with Owen Wilson. And yeah, the cast for that one is pretty good too. Rosario Dawson, Danny DeVito, Jamie Lee Curtis, Tiffany Haddish. Yeah. Cool, man. I don't know. Yeah. Can't be worse than the Eddie Murphy version, right? Talk to Me, July 28th. This is the group of the two guys that are like YouTubers, right? They made their first movie there. Talk to Me, where they have like that possessed hand that grants wishes or something like that. And of course, when you ask for a wish, you get like a weird twist on it that like ends up to be dire, right? Um, and those guys are in talks to play to direct the new Street Fighter movie, and I think they probably will be. So that I'm going to be watching the. I'm going to be watching Talk to Me for sure. I'm going to be putting that on my calendar, making sure that I want to see what these guys can do. Right? Can they deliver a product on screen that's cohesive? That's always the word that you want to look for when you're first outing, right? Does the movie work, or was it, not so good? I don't know. Sympathy for the Devil. Is that Nick Cage? July 28th on VOD and digital. Nicolas Cage and Joel Kinnaman embark on a white-knuckle game of cat and mouse in this thriller. It's okay, so it's more of a thriller. That promises not everything is as it seems. Sympathy for the Devil. Imagine if, that's Joel Kinnaman right there on this side. And imagine if Nicolas Cage is playing a version of Lucifer in this one. He just played Dracula, so hey, you got to keep on doing that kind of stuff. That's what people like to see, right? I'll be looking forward to that one. Meg 2, The Trench, August 4th. Now, we haven't gotten a trailer for this one yet, but yeah, this one is going to be like pretty much the same movie, guys. A couple of megalodons come up from the deep and wreak havoc, and of course, Jason Statham is going to be there to defend us from the madness, right? Ben Wheatley's upcoming sequel, The Meg 2, The Trench. Will the megalodon shark finally go on a feeding frenzy this summer? Hope so. Elevator Game, August 11th on Shudder. Rebecca McKendry is playing Elevator Game with her next horror movie based on the online phenomenon of the same game. The story follows an awkward teen who integrates himself into a group of recent high school graduates that run an online web series debunking urban legends. Okay, that's cool. To find his missing sister, but Elevator Game and Talk to Me, it'll be a bad summer for teens dabbling in the occult. Okay, well, that sounds very interesting. That one's got my on Shudder. Elevator Game, The Last Voyage of the Demeter, August 11th. Yeah, that one I'm looking forward to as well. That's an adaptation of the Bram Stoker's Dracula. We've seen the trailers for that one. I like the trailers for that. Basically, it's just on the voyage from like Transylvania to London, right? On a boat, and he's hiding in the soil, the crates of soil that they're transporting, and he comes out and he kills pretty much the entire crew. He feeds on them. So that's what that movie's going to be about. And I like the designs of Dracula there. You can't quite see. Yeah. If I bring it up there, he does have a creepy design that I respect. So, yeah, that one, that's late August, right? Pfeiffer comes into the live chat there. Let me throw up the old live chat there. Hey, man, how's it going? So, where are we at? Oh, yeah, we're just going through our summer horror movie preview. And we were looking at The Last Voyage of the Demeter, August 11th. Birth, Rebirth, August 8th. Or 18th, sorry. What's that one about? Of a dramatic tale of a reimagining the dead by Laura Moss. Okay. Rebirth. Rebirth offers a motherly twist on the Frankenstein tale. Ooh. So we've gotten a couple of those this time, huh? With the young female scientist trying to resurrect somebody from the dead, and now a mother is going to resurrect her stillborn, maybe? I don't know, man. That sounds really weird, man. Yeah, you're venturing into really creepy territory with those premises. Bad Things, August 25th on Shudder. Gail Rankin. Annabelle Dexter. Tells the story of a group of friends whose trip to a snowy resort for a weekend getaway dissolves into a psychological tailspin and ends in bloody nightmare. Bad things. They Listen. Blumhouse. Oh, wow, we're halfway through this list. They Listen from Blumhouse. Plot details remain under wraps for They Listen, but the cast involved is John Cho. Okay, cool. Catherine Waterston lead the cast, which includes, They Listen. I thought we got a premise for that. I thought we did. It was like, yeah, I thought we got a premise for that. The Dive. I like a shark movie. Everybody likes a shark movie here. A deep sea thriller. The Dive could be English language remake of Breaking Surface. Okay. The thriller follows two sisters on a diving excursion when one becomes trapped below thanks to a landslide. Ooh. Again, what's with the claustrophobia stuff? The other will put her life on the line to save her before time runs out. So it's not about sharks. It's just about you're diving and then a slide traps you underwater. Oh yeah, that's creepy, man. That'll get a lot of people out there with the phobias. Perpetrator, September 1st on Shudder. Perpetrator. Okay. The Nun 2, September 8th. The Nun 2. Now, these are still being confirmed for theatrical releases. So these are all projects that are going to be fine from not the writer's strike. These are pretty much all done in the can. The Nun 2. Do I have access to The Nun? Because I was just trying to think if we got access to The Nun, maybe we'll watch that one again. Yeah, which? On Apple TV or Google Play Movies? Is The Nun on Apple TV Plus? Looks like it is. I don't have that one. Maybe it's on. Maybe it'll come up on Netflix or something. We'll have to see. Okay. Let's continue on with the list. Poor Things, September 8th. That's at again with Frankenstein, right? Willem Dafoe, Yorgos Lanthimos. He tries to resurrect somebody in this. Poor Things. There's a motif there, right? Reteams with his favorite star, Emma Stone, and it's kind of like Bride of Frankenstein kind of thing. Stone plays Bella Baxter, a young woman brought back to life by an unorthodox scientist. Yeah. I do like Emma Stone, and we haven't seen her in a hot minute, right? What was the last thing we saw her, at least in, was Cruella. With Lanthimos at the helm, we can expect a very typical, dark, funny, twisted ride. In other words, it'll be a genre bending with the weirdest order. Yeah, that indeed. Satanic Hispanics. That one is meant to be a comedy, right? Satanic Hispanics. That's hilarious. Let's see. Uniting this horror anthology. Oh, it's an anthology film. Okay. Expect a variety of styles and tones to bring the laughs and scares in equal measure. Cool. A Haunting in Venice, September 15th. That one's not really too much of a horror, but it's based on like Agatha Christie's Halloween themed story with Poirot, Kenneth Branagh coming back as Poirot. Good choice. And I like the trailer for it. Big cast. Kelly Riley, Michelle Yeoh. Yeah. Really good cast. Tina Fey's in it too. God, I like. Yeah. Tina Fey is somebody that I wish she was in more stuff, but everybody like pigeonholes her just to be in funny stuff. But she can do serious stuff too, and I would love to see more from Tina Fey in that realm of something serious. Oh, is that the list? That's the list, guys. What do you think about that list? I'm sorry we've been doing that for like 20 minutes, but it was worth the look to see what's going to be coming down the pipe there from, the streaming services and what's going to be in theaters as well. All right. Guys, there's my social media handles. In case you want to subscribe or you want to follow us on these other sites, because sometimes those little shorts that we publish here on YouTube, you can find extended versions of those on TikTok and Instagram. It's always worth a look. Plus, I can publish stories on TikTok and Instagram. I have no idea why YouTube has this philosophy that you can't publish stories on YouTube until you have 10,000 followers. If you got 1,000 followers, I think you should be able to publish stories. Seriously, YouTube. You got to step up the game, man, because I would be using stories a lot on YouTube. You guys would be following me around from pretty much everything. Within reason, of course. Okay, let's get to some other big news with the MCU and Blade. Marvel Studios has shut down pre-production on Blade reboot. Yes. Last week or so, we talked about a new writer coming on in the last minute, in the 0 hour of production. A month before Blade was going to go into production, they were going to go through another rewrite for Blade. But, they got to put the pause on this now because that rewrite can't happen because of the writer's strike. This week, the Writers Guild of America went on strike. So every TV shows and movies that are currently in production are going to get a pause until writers can come back and they solidify a new bargaining agreement, right? So, of course, and I got to say this, Mahershala Ali, my God, he threw out the first script because it was like 90 pages and it was like, there was only like 2 fights in it and he wanted rewrites. So they rewrote it. They thought that they had everything going in motion. And then the studio brought in a new writer like last week. And now they've got to hit pause on this. Dude, man, he's going to be 50 by the time they start to shoot the first Blade movie. 50! My God. And like, for all the people out there championing, saying, well, you got to cast a younger Bond so that he can play Bond for like 10 or 15 years. You got to cast the new Superman younger because he's got to be able to play Superman for like 10 or 15 years. Why does that philosophy not apply to Blade? All right? You're going to hire, like, I don't doubt his talent, Mahershala Ali's talent. He's good. But I mean, seriously, he's going to be like older than Wesley Snipes was when he shot Blade 3. He's going to be older. It's kind of like, the logic in this doesn't make sense. Guys, I don't see this happening. I don't. At least with Mahershala Ali. Depending on how long this strike goes to, really. Chris Schobert says, I just got my Mandalorian Season 3 on DVD and mail yesterday. Cool, man. Bo-Katan. A Weaver. There's some decent looking stuff coming up, I guess. I keep my horror movie expectations low. Well, that too. Well, yeah, because of the budget and, the execution. Blade is going to be one of these casualties due to the writer's strike. It sucks for people working on it, right? You're just ramping up. As I said, they were going to be starting to shoot in the next month. And for everybody who was getting like the sets and everything, you're just kind of like, oh man, I'm losing work now, right? And it's not as if you can go over and jump onto a new project. The feature project, THR reports, which has already been paused once before, becomes the first tentpole movie impacted by the strike. So they're saying that this is the first one. This is going to be the first in many, though, guys. We've just started to see what the fallout's going to be. And hopefully they can get back to that bargaining table sooner rather than later. The studio will restart production once the strike... Well, of course it will. It just remains to be seen if it's going to be with the same cast or crew or director. Because again, because things are being paused, it's kind of like schedules. People's schedules are going to be thrown up in the air. Mia Goth, Mahershala Ali. You just signed Mia Goth. And she's in high demand. Like, yeah, Mia Goth can't take time off for these kinds of things. So it's kind of like, as I said, she's in high demand. There's going to be, for scripts that are completed, studios are still going to push forward and try to dance around the issue of not having writers around on set to help you know clean that up. But Blade, yes, it's in the big trades. It's gonna be the first one there to fall. Which Fantastic Four also, that's going to be one that'll be kind of like, yeah, uh, Captain America New World Order is already filming. So Captain America 4 is already filming, and Agatha Coven of Chaos is also shooting in Atlanta. Deadpool 3 is expected to go in front of cameras later this month in London. So there are still some projects out there with the scripts at their current state ready to be shot. But obviously, because they brought in that new writer for Blade, that one's going to be for 100% paused. There's $1 billion net in production costs that are expected because of the strike. That's certainly a concern, of course, but for some reason, studios just don't want to give writers their fair shake. Which, guys, if you don't know, obviously I side with the writers here. We'll be doing videos and keeping our eye on what are going to be the other fallouts from the strike. It's just one of those things that'll just be coming in slowly as we learn it, right? Blade. Let's continue on talking about Mia Goth, because we got some first look images of her from the Maxine film that is filming. Actually, I think it's pretty much close to being done already. So Maxine first look photos, this came out earlier this week, reveals Mia Goth and Halsey in the 1980s Hollywood. So there we go. She barely looks like, I'm glad that they kind of re-envisioned her look in each of the films, right? Because she played two characters in X. She played the older woman. She played older Pearl. And then, of course, in Pearl, she played the younger Pearl. She's been giving different looks. And in this one, she's got like that glam kind of 80s look to her. Halsey, I'm curious to see what she's going to be doing. Of course, she goes to Hollywood to try to become like a star. Yeah. But it's supposed to be like kind of like a superhero kind of vibe going on with it. It's weird, man. Maxine, the third movie in the X and Pearl trilogy. So I'm looking forward to this. The cast is big too. It's got like Kevin Bacon in it. I see Maxine as a superhero movie, she says. Goth. Yeah. Maxine as a character has come a long way. She's a survivor. She's gone through a lot. When we meet her again in the new world that she's in, she's really fought for everything that she has, and she's not about to give that up. Yeah. So this wasn't on that summer release. So this will probably be fall time, if not winter maybe. Yeah. Goth. She's going to fight for what she has. She's badass. There's a strength to her. Yes, she's the good guy, right? She's the survivor of X. We watched X here on the channel, by the way. So if you want to see my reaction to that, my full reaction, it's up on the channel. Ty West's trilogy. Yeah, Ty West wrote all of those scripts, I think, even before they shot X, because they shot Pearl right before they shot X. Like they shot Pearl secretly, right? Which I was like, I liked X. X was a lot of fun, but like what you got to watch Pearl just because of what Mia Goth does with her performance. There's just a couple of haunting scenes. There's like a confessional scene where she's talking with one of her friends at in her house at their dinner table, and she's like just confessing these crimes, I suppose, to this friend of hers, and her friend's just having this look in her face, kind of like, do I really want to be listening to this? You did what now? I'm just gonna slink towards the door now, kind of thing. And then, of course, she runs after her with an axe, and well, you know how that goes. A Weaver says DGA and SAG are solid with WGA. It's going to get worse before it gets better. I predict total shutdown, everything. Hope I'm wrong. Yeah. I hope it doesn't go on for too long, though. But it sounds like people are they're thinking that the writers are going to have enough ammunition in the tank that they can prolong it to their advantage. Because the only way that you're going to get the studios on board is by actually affecting their bottom lines to the point where it's kind of like, well, they have to make some kind of concessions, right? I don't even really call it concessions, just be fair. Like, how rich do you need to be, kind of thing, right? All right. What's next? Oh, yeah. Let's go back to some of those upcoming stuff. We got the Boogeyman, new posters unveiled. We looked at this during the week, and I'm going to pull them up so that they're a little bit bigger. And we'll take a look at some of these ones. That one's kind of creepy, right? Yeah, I'm brightening it up here, but you can't see the face or anything. You just see the glowing eyes from the closet. And I think we've all been there before as kids, right? Kind of like scared of the closet or a shadow in the room freaks you out. That's a good poster for the Boogeyman, June 2nd. Let's take a look at another one here. That one, just the kid holding the orb. I tried to brighten that one to see if there's anything in the window there. You can't. Look at that. There's the hand there. Oh, yeah, the hand coming up through the sheets. See, I didn't even see that hand originally there. It's got like long fingers. That one's a little too subtle for me, I think. I'm not a big fan of that one. Next. One of the lead actresses holding a Zippo with just the glowing eyes in the background again. That one's meh. This one is kind of creepy though. The hallway here. This one I actually kind of like. Leave the lights on. Now you guys can't see it here because it's dark. I'll brighten it up, but there's like cracks and the hallway here. Yeah, so if I brighten it up a little bit there, the cracks in the hallway, it looks like it's like an endless hallway that goes down into the depths of hell or something like that. It's just, wow. That one's creepy too. That one actually I kind of like. But you have to brighten it or look at it in a better way to see, because it is kind of dark here in its normal presentation. Leave the lights on. That one's a good poster. The Boogeyman, June 2nd. New posters. Yeah, those ones are good. Definitely excited for Maxine, A. Weaver says. Yeah, me too. I'm on board with Mia Goth. I know that a lot of people were kind of like meh with Infinity Pool, but she was good in it too. She was haunting, and she does something weird with her voice that like it's like nails on a blackboard, like that kind of like laugh. She would be a good Harley Quinn too. Yeah, she totally would be. Wow. But anyway, what's next? New Blair Witch Project movie reportedly in the works. Game changer movie. The Blair Witch Project might get a new installment soon. I saw the first Blair Witch in the movie theater, man. It's one of the few movies that actually gave me motion sickness because of the constant jarring of the old cameras. They didn't have video stabilization back then that we enjoy on our devices. Speaking of which, that's yeah. If you updated it now with cell phones and drones, going out into the woods to find the Blair Witch, I'd be up for that. Totally. Urban Explorers, right? What is it? Who is a big YouTuber channel? That's Sam and Colby do that stuff, right? Blair Witch, yeah, take that kind of a spin on it. I could see something like that coming into fruition. Production Weekly Bloody Disgusting is reporting that the Offering director Oliver Park has been hired by Lionsgate to helm an untitled Blair Witch sequel movie. Sequel movie is key there. The word sequel. That could start shooting this summer. That could start shooting this summer. So that means that the script for this sequel is already done. It would have to be, right? Additionally, the site informs that the production company attached to the project is no other than Haxan Films, the team behind the original movie. Okay, so the production company behind the original movies there. That's very interesting. But it's a sequel. Now, a sequel to the original film, I would imagine, since it's the original production company, it's not going to be a sequel to the sort of reboot that happened a few years ago, right? The Blair Witch premiered in 1999. Story fall. Yeah, we know about that. And I'm somebody that actually likes Book of Shadows. I'm one of the few people out there that actually appreciated Book of Shadows because they were trying to take it in a different direction, and I dug it, man. I appreciated what they were trying to do with that collective psychosis, uh, you know, where a bunch of people fall ill to the same kind of ilk, the thing that makes them believe in the Blair Witch. I like that. And when the girl at the end was kind of like, "You don't know what you're doing. Please stop what you're doing," and then she's like screaming at them to stop. And from their perspective, she looks like demonic and stuff. But when they replay it at the end, no, she's scared for her life because you're about to kill her, which they do. So it's kind of like, yeah. If they take, there's so many different spins on it, but I think eventually, somewhere along the lines, they're gonna have to show us the witch. And that one, I'm kind of like, I don't know if they need to. But you heard the stories in the first movie where it's kind of like, yeah, she can float. She's like an old hag with all this hair all over her body and stuff like that. Um, we'll have to see how it pans out. If the script's already done and it's a sequel to the first one, there's definitely stuff there. Unfortunately, even with this movie tried to maintain the style and tone of the first one, it didn't have any impact. So the new installment should definitely try to create something that honors the original, but something new too. Well, there you go. As I said, use that urban explorer debunking angle on it, and you should be using that for a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff. So the director did The Offering, huh? So that's his. Did I know The Offering? A family struggling with loss find themselves at the mercy of an ancient demon trying to destroy them from the inside. The Offering. Nick Blood, Emily Wiseman, Paul Kaye. No big names here to jump off the page at me, but I do like the sound of that premise. I can't believe I never heard about this. The Offering. It came out last year. Is it a foreign film? Well, yeah, that's creepy, man. Okay. What else has that director done? Oliver Park. Let's pull up his resume. See what else he's got on the. Guys, when I press here, I expect you to go to that link. Now? Don't want to play ball, huh? Okay. Ooh, he's an actor too. Well, that's good. I like it when directors are actors as well because that means that they understand the craft of acting, what it goes into prep. So they usually have better relationships with the actors. Oops. Did I accidentally delete that? Okay, I want to see director. There we go. A Night Horror, Nightmare Radio, Still, a couple of short and Strange Events TV series, 2015. So he's got a little bit of a resume there. It's just the guy. For a new Blair Witch. Very interesting. Offering watch party tomorrow. Bifer says. A Weaver says, Blair Witch is definitely ripe for a reboot. Yeah, for sure. If they improvise it like the original, they won't need a full script. Oh, yeah, that too. That too. And you know what? They should. Why not just hire Sam and Colby to go out and do it? Just hire them to do it. It'd be mutually beneficial for them. You get the notoriety of all the Sam and Colby fans out there, plus you get the Blair Witch fans, plus horror fans. So something's there. Anyway, I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes. I don't know. It sounds like they already got a script idea. But where are we at? Offering. Yeah, I was going to take a look at where The Offering is streaming. Is that on Shudder? Prime. Oh, is that on Prime? Amazon Prime, huh? On Hulu. Is it? If it's on Hulu, then maybe I'll be able to get that on my Disney. On Disney Plus. Let me just log into my Disney and see if it's there. If it's there, then we might watch it. Why not? We haven't watched a full movie in a while. Mostly because I've been busy. I've just been too busy. And I'm going to get busier here in the next couple of months. Mostly because I'm trying to put enough scratch together to buy a new computer. That's what's been happening, guys. What was I doing? Oops. Pam and Tommy's on there? Okay, no, I don't see it there. So it hasn't been migrated over to Disney Plus from Hulu. Because Hulu does get some stuff there. All right, what's next? Now that we've completely slowed things down. Reckoner, Christina Hendricks to star in psychological thriller. Christina Hendricks has starred on to star in a psychological thriller, Reckoner, based on a short story. Okay, so what's this going to be about? Based on a short story, Reckoner will mark the directorial debut of Nisar Modi, who previously wrote the 2013 film Breaking at the Edge and Z for Zachariah, who wrote that Z for Zachariah. Okay, I thought he directed it. I guess not. The story centers around an affluent woman whose carefully constructed life is disrupted by a young woman connected to a tightly held secret from her past. I'm not familiar with the source material, but the story sounds interesting to me, and Christina Hendricks is a good addition to the cast. Yes, she is. I do like Christina Hendricks' work. I don't know why she doesn't get more work. She was the best part of Drive for me. I know a lot of people like Ryan Gosling's performance in that. Yeah, but I still like her. Like, she has a very small part. Gets her head blown off. that sucks. What's next? Witchboard expands its cast as new names from join Stranger Things. Jamie Campbell Bower. Sorry. In horror remake of The Witchboard. That's another pet peeve. Yeah, that's something that I've been making these pet peeve shorts, and I think remakes will be another pet peeve of mine coming up soon too, for a short idea. The Witchboard remake will star Jamie Campbell Bower, Madison Eisman, Aaron Dominguez, Charlie Tahan, and Antonio Desplat. Okay, Madison Eisman, who's from Welcome to the Jungle. What's this going to be? Witchboard remake, according to Deadline. The remake watches as recovered drug addict Emily, her fiance, and a group of their friends open an organic cafe, refurbishing an old carriage house in New Orleans French Quarter. Oh, French Quarter. Yeah, that's a good set piece. New Orleans. It's got a lot of like creepy stuff around there, man. If you go to the graveyards and stuff where they got all those things set up, yeah. A darkness descends over Emily when she discovers an ancient pendulum board, once used to summon spirits with Christian, then seeking help from Emily, from the occult expert Alexander Baptiste. Baptiste, however, has secrets of his own, knowing the fateful bloodlines that binds them all to the Witchboard. Huh. Did I ever see the Witchboard, the original? It sounds like something that I must have watched in the video store. Let me pull up the original. $1986. Yeah, must have. Because when I worked in the video store, you just pop these things in the tape player and you just let it play. Contacting using a Ouija board. Who was in it? Todd Allen, Tawny Kitaen. Nobody really jumps off the page there. Maybe if I see a few images from it. Almost looks like a... No, these images don't look too familiar to me. I do like the big 80s hair, though. That's cool. God, I miss the 80s. I wish girls would return to this big, fluffy hairstyle. Of course, then I suppose us guys would have to return to it as well, right? That's a bit racy. James, that wasn't nudity. That's on IMDb. So, yeah, we're safe with that. Maybe I'll cut that out. Where are we at? 49? We'll cut that part out. So somebody in a shower gets it. No nudity. Moving on. There's a Wrath of Becky poster. I don't think we need to do that. Speak No Evil remake. Talking about that. Reboots and stuff. Hey, we have a remake, reboot, requel, sequel. So confusing. Guess it really doesn't matter. Yeah, well, we know that we're getting the Speak No Evil remake from Blumhouse. Which I heard was, the original was very disturbing. It was a Swiss movie or something, right? Danish. There we go. Don't talk about Danishes, man. I want a Danish. What's your favorite Danish? I think mine is blueberry. A blueberry Danish. Although I do like the apple ones. An apple Danish could go. Oh, cherry. God, Danishes are so good. James, why are you getting distracted here? Get back on the story. Speak No Evil. Yeah, for Blumhouse. Scoop McNairy joins Mackenzie Davis. Good to see her. I do like Mackenzie Davis. And James McAvoy was the first person to sign on to this remake. Mackenzie Davis, if you didn't know, was in Terminator Dark Fate, Blade Runner 2049, and something called The Turning. I do like her as an actress. I want to see more from her. A lot more from her. And I want her to break out. August 9th is when Speak No Evil, this will be released in theaters. August 9th, 2024. So not this year. And if it's got the script based on the original, would that be impacted by the writer's strike? Possibly, but maybe not. I don't know. Scoop McNairy, talent. He's an okay talent for this. I think it'll be fine. But which will he be playing? Because maybe it's James McAvoy that gets tortured. His family gets tortured, and Scoop McNairy will be the bad guy, the one that tortures his family to death, pretty much. Yeah. E-Weaver says a cheese Danish. Can't say as if I've ever had a cheese Danish. Sounds good. All right, what's next? Shell. Did we talk about this? I think we did, right? Shell, Elizabeth Moss, Kate Hudson, starring in thriller about horrors of the beauty industry. Well, we saw Elizabeth Moss in Invisible Woman, or Invisible Man, sorry, which we did a watch along here on the channel as well. Kate Hudson will cast lead on Shell, a psychological thriller, which is set in the near future when humanity's cultural obsession with youth and beauty has been taken over to new extremes. So it's about the search for the fountain of youth, right? That's an interesting take. When a string of former Shell patients go missing under mysterious circumstances, including popular social media star Chloe Benson. Samantha starts to fear she may be in danger herself. Okay. Jack Stanley wrote the screenplay, so it sounds like the screenplay is there. Shell packs a wildly entertaining genre movie. Okay. Sounds like a very interesting project. Shell. Next. Beetlejuice 2. Danny Elfman teases that he's returning to compose the score for the Tim Burton sequel. Yeah, apparently this is finally going to make the day that we're going to see this. That like the holdouts here were Michael Keaton saying that he would not come back until like Tim Burton had this idea for it. Michael Keaton's been going back to these older franchises, so he's going to be back as Batman in The Flash, so why not Beetlejuice as well? And there was that talks of like Beetlejuice goes to Hawaii for the longest of times. We'll have to see how this goes. I'm more curious to see if other cast from the first Beetlejuice return, right? Let's see. Beetlejuice 2 is finally taking shape after years of rumors, with Jenna Ortega joining Michael Keaton in the upcoming sequel. Yeah. Winona Ryder, I don't know. No word or not if Winona Ryder will be back as Lydia. The rumor is that Jenna Ortega will be playing the daughter of Lydia in the upcoming sequel. I liked the first Beetlejuice. It was fun for what it was. I wouldn't really call it well, I guess it does have kind of like a cult following to it, right? So what did Elfman say? That is very interesting to return to that world. Elfman also teases on the upcoming sequel. It's perfect, Everyone else has to play the next generation except for Michael Keaton. I mean, he's still really fit and really active and really on it. And with the Beetlejuice makeup, I can't even imagine if it's going to look like he's going to change practically at all. Yeah, that too, like the Beetlejuice makeup, like the wrinkles and all that stuff. They're just going to go, like the CGI will make it, the sandworms and all that stuff look really far out there. Really creepy. Beetlejuice 2. Keep our eye on that project. What's next? We got to be coming down to the end here pretty soon, right? Cloverfield 2. Yeah, we know we're getting a Cloverfield 2, but the viral Slusho website has returned to life. Yeah, the marketing campaign for the first Cloverfield movie was really extensive, and it was really involved. Maybe it was one of the first to pioneer in the expanded use of websites in social media to market its movie. And they had this site called Slusho, where it was kind of like there's a company in the Cloverfield universe, Slusho, where you would decipher clues about what the movie was going to be about and clues as to what the monster was going to be and stuff like that. So apparently the Slusho website has returned to life. So they, I guess, plan to use it for the marketing for Cloverfield 2. Our friends over at Slash Film bring us this exciting news today. The Slusho website has officially come back online this week, suggesting that the viral marketing campaign for Cloverfield 2 is beginning to take shape. Slusho is a fictional drink within the Cloverfield universe, and the website was part of the original movie's ARG campaign. Yeah. ARG. J.J. Abrams is producing this one. Okay. And it's going to be an official sequel to the first Cloverfield. So it's not going to deal with the aliens from the second one, and it's not going to deal with that weird thing that was going on in Paradox. It's going to deal with the big monster, the Cloverfield monster. So it's going to deal with that. So that, a return to that is what I think a lot of people want to see. The big kaiju kind of thing attacking people. That's what I want to see. They teased it too many times before. I don't think we need to go back to the Alien universe. Even though I did I really think that 10 Cloverfield Lane is like close to a masterpiece. But a lot of that had to do with the acting from John Goodman, and Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Yeah, good. All right, so that's pretty much all I got in the can for today, guys. I know that there's probably some more smaller headlines out there. I thought I'd just take a look on the other social medias to see if there's any other big news that may be dropping is in the realm of normal movie news. Guardians rockets to 48 million opening day. So it had a big 48 million on Friday, and it had, 18 on Thursday night previews. So Guardians of the Galaxy 3, guys, if you haven't seen it yet, I liked it. Oh, the crowning took place today of the new king. I watched a little bit of it. Yeah, I saw it. It's just a lot of pomp, a lot of, watching the horsies in the procession. Talking about horsies, it's also Kentucky Derby Day. Are you going to be watching the Derby? And which horse are you rooting for? Thanks for the show. Yeah. I'm just looking at the variety to see if there's any other big headlines out there that might have dropped. What do you guys think that Guardians is going to make for this opening weekend? It was projected 110 million, but with a 48 million on Friday and good word of mouth, Saturday sales is going to be like around equally, if not more, for 48. So times that by 2 plus 18. I'm thinking 120 million for Guardians. Yeah. 140. That's what I would say. All right. Let's go over to the old Twitterverse to see if I missed anything. Because some of this is breaking, right? Like the Blade story was breaking. Showtime is set to campaign Sophie Nelsie, the outstanding lead actress for Yellow Jackets. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't watch. I should have finished watching Yellow Jackets when I had Crave. Just didn't get around to it. Fantastic Four begins filming January 2024. Really? Even with the writer's strike going on? I'm dubious. Just announce the cast for crying out loud. Halle Bailey is just extraordinary, according to Jonah Hauer-King. She is so talented, she carries the weight of this film on her shoulders so gracefully. She was an incredible friend to me, and both in front and behind the camera, people will be amazed by her. I'm still rooting for the Little Mermaid. I am. But again, as I said, it's 2 hours and like 15 minutes, so I'm not. And I don't know. He seems a little bit too old for her. There's something. The chemistry there, I'm not sold. I hope it translates better when we see it in motion on the big screen. But I think that's very inspired casting for her. Jennifer Lawrence on choosing theatrical releases instead of streaming. No hard feelings. I look much better 12 feet high. Yes, you do, Jennifer. If you didn't know, she's one of my favorite actresses. And my jaw dropped when I saw her in this trailer. Molly Gordon on the set of The Bear season 2. Happy birthday, Henry Cavill. Oh yeah, Henry Cavill's birthday was yesterday. Daisy Edgar Jones' upcoming projects. Voyagers with Andrew Garfield, we know about that one. On Swift Horses with Diego Calva, Jacob Elordi. Twisters 2. Yeah, we know she's going to be in that one. And something called Beautiful, a Carole King biopic. Fascinating. Molly Gordon joins the cast of The Bear season 2. The poster for Eva Longoria's Flaming Hot has been released. The film debuts on Hulu and Disney Plus June 9th. Flaming Hot. I don't even know what the heck that's about. Jordan Groff, Doctor Who, is a key role. Okay. New poster for Oppenheimer. Yeah. If you go out and see Guardians, you probably will see the same trailer for Oppenheimer that I saw. And I'm slowly starting to get hyped for this film. Like the first trailer, I was kind of like, meh. But this newer one that I saw, it worked for me, man. where like Matt Damon's like, you do it, you give us, you deliver us the weapon or something like that. Yeah. This is the most important moment in the history of man. Yeah. Brendan Fraser. Okay, so that's where we ended off yesterday with Brendan Fraser. All right, guys, that's pretty much all I got in the can for today. It is Saturday, so go out and enjoy the weather. It's supposed to be nice and sunny out where I am, and it is indeed. I've already been out for a quick 20-minute walk. Bifer says the Westminster Dog Show is today. Oh, is it? The dog show is today as well. So you got the king being crowned, a dog show, and you got the horses running at the Kentucky Derby. And of course, you got some playoff hockey as well with the NHL. The Leafs, will they go down in the series 3-0? Will they be at it? Yeah, the Leafs, unless they have to win tonight, or otherwise, most people have already written them off in this series. So it's kind of like they have to win tonight, otherwise they're done. Oh no, they play tomorrow. Oh yeah, that's right. They don't play tonight. Let me just see what's. For some reason, yeah, there was a 2-day gap in the schedule. Yeah, it's Edmonton. It's only Edmonton and Vancouver, or Edmonton and Vegas going today. Toronto and Pittsburgh. Toronto beat Pittsburgh yesterday, so that's good. The Mets and Colorado. Mets should beat Colorado in that one, right? Colorado, for some reason, the worst teams are doing okay. It's really weird. I don't understand it. Like they should be mowing over some of these teams. New York Yankees are taking on the Tampa Bay Rays. That one will be worth watching because it's same division. Oh wait, okay. We'll have to see. That's it for me today, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Hit that thumbs up button. And if I feel like doing a watch along tomorrow, we'll have to wait and see. We did it secretly last week, right? With Peter Pan and Wendy. Who knows? That's it for me. Enjoy your day. You're watching Mirror Domains.